Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I am going to be giving you my take on the September 9th, 2018 new moon in Virgo. Anyway, when you have a new moon in astrology, it can bring about very extemporaneous and spontaneous energy. This can often signify a new beginning in which one may embark on a new project or endeavor. Whatever may have prohibited you or was holding you back previously, you have a much better chance of eradicating and discarding what may be frivolous or superfluous. Whatever may have been holding you back or restricting you, you have a better chance of eliminating at this time. Now, the energy from this new moon can be very revitalizing and rejuvenating. You might be more capable of a very strong, vigorous effort. And given that this is Virgo, it could be that very strong, I call the workaholic effort, doing something with a lot of laborious work and a lot of energy. You may exhibit a surfeit and abundance of energy at this time. Now, this can also be an awesome time to get something started and initiated with much enterprise and initiative. Now, you're apt to have less procrastination and hesitation at this time. Now, everyone may be collectively may be impacted by the new moon, but especially with the people with the sun, moon, or ascendant in Virgo or Cancer. Now, Virgo, of course, because the new moon is in its sign, and Cancer, because Cancer can simply be impacted by all transits and phases of the moon, since the moon does rule Cancer and governs Cancer. And I believe this, could at least be somewhat attributed as to why the zodiac sign Cancer can be so fickle, moody, and temperamental. Now, at this time, given that this is in Virgo, many people may embark on a new period of organization. It could be cleaning, organizing something that may be disheveled. It could be a time if you procrastinated on, say, files that were unattended to and are disorganized. It might be that opportune time to start organizing, and it might be a time where you might start compiling lists of things, to-do lists that maybe you haven't done in some time. It could also be the beginning of something of an analytical nature or some work related endeavor. And also what I think is what I find interesting about this is that the first Sunday of the 2018 NFL season falls on this day, and a lot of people are going to be starting their work in the NFL as far as the regular season goes. When the NFL season, it doesn't officially kick off then, because there is the Thursday game prior to that, but as far as the first Sunday of NFL action, it does actually kick off on that day. So also, too, this could be a new period where you might start working laboriously on something. It could be a new health regime. It could be a time where you might be doing something where you start to analyze, beginning analysis of something. This could be a period where many may start or embark on a Virgo-like position. A lot of people may be coming out, they're starting the new maybe a new work period. It's a very opportune time, since you're also going to, of course, have the sun in Virgo at this time as well, and many people may be coming back from from some kind of summer vacation, and it's almost fall at this time, and beginning their some new work related endeavor. Now, it could be a time, again, going back to starting some Virgo work-related endeavor. It could be something like data analysis, computer programming, something in the health, nutrition, or medical field. It could be the beginning of doing something studious. It could be starting something with accounting, something with hygiene, working as a veterinarian, and it could be, you look at this as well. Now, the opposition to Neptune at this time, it's adversarial, of course. This could indicate perhaps a pull between wanting to start something work / Virgo related, and perhaps wanting to succumb to lethargy inertia, fantasizing, and stagnation. So the trine, though, to Jupiter in Scorpio from this new moon in Virgo may be very advantageous for luck and fortune in starting something work-related. That could be Scorpio related, as well, such as something with the astrology, occult, supernatural, locksmithing. And remember that when you have Jupiter and Scorpio energy, Jupiter and Scorpio energy, and generally, I mean, this could be about very fortuitous for transformation. So if you're doing something, I mean, if you can, as far as that, I mean, it makes that new moon in Virgo with that sextile, sextile in Jupiter and Scorpio, of course, could be very auspicious. If you're doing something Virgo related, embarking on something Virgo related, you have that good blending of the energy, the transforming energy with the Jupiter and Scorpio. That could be very fortuitous, especially if you were going through a period where you were in stagnation for some time and not really doing a lot, and you weren't really doing much as far as anything work related. This could make it a very auspicious time for that. As far as that transforming energy from being more perhaps lackadaisical for some, and then doing something work related. So anyway. Also, too, I mean, it's important to look at the house that this falls in, as this could impact the delineation. Mine is going to fall in my 5th house. So this could be a time for me where I might begin, for example, some new analytical, intellectual thing of amusement and enjoyment. Could be sports related, such as fantasy football. It's something with extrapolation of data that might be tied in with sports, and again, that could be like fantasy football. I'm not able to do anything physically as far as sports related goes, so I know that's not going to be anything connected with that. So anyway. Another example, somebody like, let's say, for example, somebody has the transit new moon in Virgo fall in their 8th house in their natal chart. This could be a period where somebody might begin something like analytical psychology or doing some astrological work that could be very analytical and detail oriented. If it falls in the 9th house in someone's natal chart, it could be somebody embarking on some college course, some higher education course that could be Virgo related. So anyway, the next thing we'll talk about too is that as far as Sabian symbols go, okay, this is going to be at 17 degrees Virgo, this new moon in Virgo. So the thing about it is, first thing off, I mean, 17 degrees, of course, could be more pronounced because, of course, it's at a critical degree. And also, too, going back to Sabian symbols, well, this could indicate where one, as far as 17 degrees goes for Virgo, could indicate somebody embarking on something with a lot of laborious effort that might be very long-lasting and sustained and done for a protracted period, perhaps, and that could be beneficial to younger people that I guess you could call them, I mean, one way to look at it is pre-adults, and assisting also in some program, starting some program that could that might be for people that are less fortunate than others, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, and the hungry, and be of service to them, even if the person or people may be lacking in abundance of funds. Also, it could be a new period of being able to analyze others' viewpoints and be more open-minded regarding them. Anyway, also too, it's also important to look at the aspects that this makes to natal points in your chart, as this, of course, could impact the delineation. Now, with the transit new moon in Virgo, it's going to make a sextile to my natal Mars. So this might give me a little bit more added courage and fortitude, and perhaps the right amount of energy to embark on some kind of moon in Virgo, some kind of Virgo-related project, perhaps. Now, given that my Mars is in Cancer, perhaps I will feel at home with this as well, and it might be something where I'm putting a lot of energy into doing this matter at home as well. So anyway, it's also important to look at electional transits, 2 points in your natal chart, as these may be intensified by the new moon in Virgo. So perhaps. So anyway, by the new moon in Virgo energy. Now, transit Mars will be at 29 degrees Capricorn. It's going to make a close conjunction to my natal MC. So this could perhaps give me perhaps a surf fight and an abundance, maybe even overabundance of very consistent, regimented, disciplined energy into career matters, or attaining perhaps more status and recognition with a lot of ambitious energy. Now, and also you have with the new moon in Virgo happening at this time, this could help because of the emotional need to begin something work related, and also something that may involve being very meticulous and punctilious with details. And also just the general electional positions at this time can be significant, as well as these of course can be amplified due to the new moon energy. Now Venus will be at 0 degrees Scorpio. Now being at 0 degrees could signify the beginning of something. It could be something where you have start some Scorpio like money making endeavors, such as something with locksmithing, embalming, something with astrology, the occult, supernatural, investigation, forensics, and it could, and given that you have that new moon in Virgo, you also could have the beginning of doing something with a lot of laborious effort, a lot of that workaholic like energy. So also, too, you're going to have Mars at 29 degrees Capricorn at this time as well. And to Mars at 29 degrees Capricorn, this suggests perhaps the end of something that may have been rather limiting and restricting, may have been very physically draining the vitality, and it might be something that may have been business related or career related, that was something that was very consistent, regimented, and again may have physically drained the person and required an exorbitant and surplus of energy. And it's interesting, you have, you could have this ending of something that's connected with this Mars at Capricorn at 29 degrees and the new moon in Virgo at the opportune time to perhaps embark on something Virgo work related at this time. And also with Mars at 29 degrees Capricorn, of course, that means that Mars is getting ready to enter Aquarius. So this could be perhaps a strong, really this progressive energy, moving forward type energy at this time coming up. So, and of course you have the Virgo energy along with that, the new moon in Virgo. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my take on the September 9th, 2018 new moon in Virgo. And stay tuned next time, where I'm going to be talking about astrology and the Jacksonville, Florida shooting. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.